Hi there and welcome back to A Victory Garden. This is a video showing you how I set my hair in a 1940s style. As you can see, I have rollers in my hair and I did sleep in this set. The pink sized rollers are a 1 1/4 inch, I believe, and the blue and green are both 1 inch size. To set my hair, I used the Suavecita setting spray and my hair was damp when I set my hair. As you can see, I've removed almost all of the rollers from my head except for the very top, and now I'm going to go in and style my bangs using a 1 inch straightener, and I'm basically just straightening my hair but curling them towards the end to create that rounded effect. This is also how I cut my bangs. I put them into 2 different layers, cutting the bottom layer first and then the second. I don't ever put any product in my bangs until I am done, and I will then set them gently with hairspray. I often get asked on how I keep my bangs so perfect looking, and I'm going to be quite honest that I've had bangs almost my entire life. I only ever tried to grow them out once and I was in 6th grade. So my hair is very naturally at this point falling onto my forehead, and the biggest recommendation I can give is constant trimming. I'm always trimming them, and honestly I probably do like the big trim every 3 weeks, and that's with little trims in between. And I barely ever use a hairdryer on any of my hair. The only time I'm going to use heat is that very light straightening that I do with my bangs. And here I'm just using the DEVA Curl Flexible Hold Hairspray that is vegan and cruelty free, and this is just to set my bangs while I go on to style the rest of my hair. Now that I've removed the rest of the curlers from the top of my head, I'm going to start brushing out the curls. I use a vintage bristle brush, but it is not the boar bristles or that comes from an animal. I'm using faux bristles, and you're going to see me brush forever, so I apologize, and this is when I'm going to answer some questions in between talking about how I brush out my hair. So you can see here that I am working on the right hand side, which is going to be the less dense side. My part goes from right to left, so I spend a good amount more time on the left hand side because it's the more heavy and the more hair is going to sit on that side. I also want to point out that I have incredibly thick hair, which I know I should be very grateful for, but it is also a huge pain in the you-know-what. It has taken a long time for me to appreciate it. It does give me great fluffiness and volume, but it is a lot of work. And I think you can see in the beginning when I had my curlers in that I have so many more curlers than I've seen other girls use, and I think it's just because I have an excessive amount of hair. Now I've moved over to the left hand side, sculpting the underneath half. As you can see, the top portion is pushed out of the way so I can sculpt and find the shape for the left hand side of my face. Here I am going in with the Sweet Georgia Brown hair dressing pomade from the red tin. I believe the other one is blue, but this is just to kind of tame my hair, get rid of any flyaways, and then I'm going to continue on brushing. A great question that somebody asked me was basically how long it took me to learn or understand what I was doing with this kind of hair. And I would say, honestly, it probably took me about a year, but this was kind of before the age of YouTube, or really for me, understanding that I could learn things off of the internet and watch other people do it, which I find very helpful. I am a visual learner. So I think it's really helpful to watch other people's work and how they achieve it, because everyone's going to have little tips and tricks. And even though I feel like I have this style down pat, I recently watched someone's video and I was like, oh, I've never thought about doing it that way, or I didn't understand that. So I think it's really great to get out there and watch, and there's so much out there now that I think you'd learn much quicker than I did. So now I'm on to styling the top of my hair, or the portion of my hair that's going to sit heavy on the left-hand side of my face, which is the direction of my part. As you can see, I was teasing it. I'm just trying to figure out how to get the curls to work, what my hair is exactly doing. And you can see now I'm just trying to get the crown to sit up a little bit higher. I'm not big on the big wave at the top of my head, and that's probably because I have bangs. If I didn't have them, I probably would be more adventurous, but it looks kind of goofy to have this big wave sitting on top of my bangs, on me personally. Another great question I got asked is how to make your set last more than a day. And I'm gonna be honest here again that because I have that thick hair, my thick hair holds products like you would not believe. So I can actually just brush my hair after the first day's set, go to sleep, just sleeping on my hair, and it almost wakes up looking the same, just a little bit of a looser set, not as tight and fluffy as this one you're seeing here. My other recommendation, without having to sleep in rollers again, which I refuse to do because I hate sleeping in rollers, would be to just wrap your hair up in a scarf to try and protect the hair from being pushed around on your pillow to see if that keeps overnight. This might not work for somebody, say, with very thin hair, but I would think it's worth giving a shot and to avoid having to sleep in rollers again. My favorite question that somebody asked me was if my hair looks like this every day, and I'm gonna have to say that it does not. My hair will look like this over the weekend and sometimes into the beginning of a work week, but generally I just wear my hair in a low ponytail throughout the week. I'm kind of lazy and I don't want to devote time during my week when it's already busy to setting my hair. I used to be much more devoted and much more proactive about it, but it's just not priority right now, and maybe I'll get back into the swing of it, but no, I do not wear my hair like this every day. Right now you can see that I'm using some more pomade, and I'm really also using my hands to make that shape in my hair. Sometimes the brush is not always gonna do exactly as I wanted to, so I'm also very proactive with my hands and trying to get the waves in the right direction around my face especially. One of my biggest pet peeves is little stray hairs coming out from my hair and basically sitting or poking my face. So that's what I'm trying to control right now and kind of hide within the sides of my hair. I'm typically going with a little bit of pomade, and then I would spray with hairspray to try and get those to stay in place and away off of my face. After I have sprayed my hair to death with the same DEVA curl hairspray I mentioned previously in the video, this is the final hairstyle. It takes time to perfect, and I think once you've kind of found how your hair works and understands how it sets, it can become very easy with time. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any follow-up questions, please let me know in the comments below and I'd be happy to answer.